Check 1 2 1 2, bitch.
What the fuck is up, people?
What up?
This is episode 241.
241.
Of the most consistent podcast in the Bay Area.
Give me a hell yeah!
iLLogical Sense. This is your boy Busby.
And over here it's your boy JC. No.
And my turn.
Yo, what's up, man? What's happening? How y'all feeling?
Hip hop is 41. Episode 241. Hip hop is 41. How about that?
Timing.
I know, right?
Seriously, though.
Hip hop is hella
like,
old.
goddamn.
Now fucking hip hop has its own fucking month now in November and shit like that, and it's running the charts.
Is that official?
Yes, it's official.
Oh, shit. That's tight.
Oh, we talked about it last month. I mean, not last month. Last episode.
Goddamn. Where was I?
Right? I know, right? Anyway, how's y'all weekend?
That's cool.
Same here.
Low key.
Yeah, how about you, Martine?
Just chill with the family mostly, like over the weekend. Like, you know, I'm on my weekend, right? As usual. Yesterday, just spent the whole day with the family at the house. Today, I spent the whole day at with the family at my parents' house and shit. So, yeah, I mean, it was chill, bro. Just chilling.
So, do we have another classic on our hands, gentlemen? Press the button.
Damn the classic.
Damn the classic. Damn the classic.
Are we ready to have the conversation about what people like myself have been saying about Nas's catalog this whole time?
No.
Shit.
No, we got another.
Because
it's
very clear. No. We not talking about that because that's without saying. This fuck the classic. We having to talk about whether this is perfection or not. The classic is not even within conversation. Fuck having the conversation about the classic.
We having another conversation.
We having a conversation about whether this is perfection. It's time to have a conversation about Nas's catalog and what it could be if it had this type of production, and what I have been saying about Nas's catalog for years, and what people like Busby have constantly been saying and opposite about. Nah, your ear's wrong. There's nothing wrong with his catalog. It's nothing wrong. It's too much focus on the beats. Too much focus on the beats. No. Nigga, did you hear Rare?
Nigga?
Did you hear Rare? Because he ain't had nan one shit of those in his catalog at all.
He had Stay. That was on Life is Good.
Stay is beautiful, but Stay is not rare.
Stay is no ID.
Yeah, Stay is fine. It's a wonderful song. Stay is not rare.
Stay
Rare.
one mic.
That's not rare.
That's
not
one
rare.
mic. You got yourself a gun?
It's not rare.
You got ether?
It's not rare.
You got the Stillmatic?
It's
intro?
not.
Time out.
It's not.
You could.
Rare.
I'm just going down the path.
Ether has its, place in history.
I'm just saying.
It's not
not that great of a song. Let's just be real.
I'm just trying to make a point.
And you're missing. You're making a.
How about
you're not even hitting the point that I'm making. You're hitting a direction I'm not even talking about.
I know, because I'm not gonna agree.
Because you're not even singles. Like
no, I talked about Heaven.
Let me phrase that.
Heaven.
You're looking at singular songs.
Do you even know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, rare. Well, you talk about the beat, or you talk about the whole song together. Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. So how can you?
Oh yeah, people. We talk about King's Disease too. If y'all don't know.
And first one I give yeah. How can you even? So my question to you is,
into this motherfucker.
How can you even dispute what I'm even talking about if you don't even know what it is that I'm saying about the song Rare?
What are you trying to say?
Pockets, rhythm, grooves.
Okay.
There was a movie within that production that he flowed in all throughout, and there were moments within that production. It wasn't just about the beat switches. There were elements all throughout that song that he fit in all throughout. The thing about Nas is that Nas has a very monotone voice. It's not a voice that is very extravagant. It's not a voice that has over-the-top character like a DMX. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
definitely.
So, while his voice captivates you, while it stands out, and while it grabs your attention, if it doesn't have rhythm behind it, after a certain point, it stands still.
Okay.
Because it's monotone.
Yeah. It gets stale.
It gets stale after a while.
Yeah,
that doesn't.
definitely.
And I've always said this about Nas. In terms of lyricism, top 5, top 3, I'm taking him.
Oh, yeah.
I've always
Easy.
said this. I've
Easy.
been consistent with this.
Yep.
But in terms of catalog, it runs stale because there's no rhythm and there's no diversity. It goes stale.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say
Rare is the complete opposite of that. Literally the complete opposite of that.
Well, I respectfully disagree. We could agree to disagree.
There's no agree to disagree.
But to me, I just don't agree. But I'm not gonna argue with you back and forth about it. I agree. Like, again, the song's amazing. This whole album's amazing. But I'm not. I like Nas for Nas. I have no complaints about it. I feel everyone that talks shit about him or just says that his production is trash is just wild. But that's just me. And we can agree to disagree on that.
But here's why I say there's no agree to disagree. The bass lines on here.
Okay.
When
Basslines was great on Hip Hop Is Dead. To me. That's what I'm saying. We can agree to disagree. Everything you say, I'm just going to combat you with it. So there's no point going back and forth with me.
No. Again, don't talk. Just listen.
I'm listening.
But you're not, because you're listening to combat. So don't listen to combat. Just listen. When the perfect example would be Juicy J's tagline. Play me some pimpin', man. It's not about play me some pimpin' music. It's play me something to groove to. So when somebody of Nas's caliber as a lyricist, when you mix that type of lyricism with something groovy and something funky, you get something like this, an album like this, where it is run that shit back and do not stop. Mm-hmm. He has not had one of those. He has had something that is of lyrical extravagance, sure.
Yeah.
But he has not had something where it is both lyrical and of quality production where it's like, no, run that shit back
Life
nonstop.
Is good.
It's not like this, bro. It's not like this.
I hear you.
It's not like
this
is like Nas at his absolute best.
Oh, I know. For me, I've heard Nas at his absolute best.
This is
in my opinion. I have heard it. I'm just glad you guys finally heard it. To me. Anyway, I said,
time the fuck out. Hold up. How have you heard Nas at his absolute best prior to this? Because
in my honest opinion, I've liked Hip Hop Is Dead. I've liked Godson.
Okay.
I've loved. No, listen, because I felt and all the other stuff. I felt that was him at his best, and everyone's always told me, "Nah, that's not it. Nah, that's not. I didn't like this beat here. I didn't like this beat here." Because I heard what I heard. I'm like, this is great, but I'm not gonna combat you because that's y'all. So
see, here's
now
the thing,
that you guys heard it, I'm like, okay, because what I heard on King's Disease 2, which is fucking great, I was just like, great, this is fucking great. This is amazing music. He feels comfortable with them. It is what it is. But, and personally, from my belief, how I look at it, I see Nas for who he is, and I've liked Nas for who he is from back. Okay. And it just is what it is.
Aside from you, though, right, think about this for a second. How many times have you heard anybody else, or let me phrase that, a large majority of people say that this was amazing?
Life is good.
Dog.
I keep going back. That's the last time I heard that was on Life is Good.
From who? That's what I'm trying to say. Because like even me and JC.
In 2012, when did that shit drop?
2012.
2012? Yeah, a lot of people fucked with that album.
And I was one of them, but Life is Good was not this.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
I hear you.
When you get the perfect balance of production.
Okay, let's put it this
lyricism.
way. I haven't heard Nas rap like this with another producer since Life is Good. The last time he had chemistry with somebody was No ID. To me, now, that was the last time.
I'll say this: Life was good. Life is Good was great, not because of production.
Yeah,
Life was Good was amazing because he took what was going on in his life and he was able to translate that into quality art.
Yes.
No ID was able to personalize that.
Yes,
and it came out. And it came out in that instance.
Well, okay, let me just make this, because I heard this on one of my fellow podcasts, Andreas Hall, on The Corner. When it comes to Nas and the production, because I agree with this statement, when it comes to the production, when he jumps on somebody's beat, he's trying to act like Nas on someone's beat. Like if it's Timbaland, he's just going, okay, how would I rap on a Timbaland beat? Well, I'm gonna rap like this because this is what people expect me to rap over and shit like that. Or for example, Nasir, when Kanye was doing production, Nas took in a way, even though I don't mind the album, Nas took a back seat on the album. He took a back seat because he wasn't the star of his own album. It was Kanye's production. And he was just kind of just riding along with it. With Hit-Boy just literally just came in and said, Nas, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do? Like, I'm just gonna be here and I'm just gonna groove.
I don't even think that's how they collaborated, to be honest.
I was gonna say I kind of like that.
That's exactly
sentiment.
what.
You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense.
That's
to me.
exactly what Andreas Hall came. He said he was, and it makes sense. So it's like he just came in and he was always just trying to overthink. How should I rap on this? How should I rap on that? Hit-Boy was like, Nas, just be Nas. Just be yourself. And that's what King's Disease. That's what King's Disease 1 was. But this time when he pretty much fully figured out who he is, he's like, I don't have to prove nothing to nobody no more.
It's crazy how after 30 years.
Like, I don't know, because he was always trying to prove himself to people. He was always trying to prove himself, rapping over mainstream shits and all this other shit. And now he's just like, I don't have to prove nothing to you guys no more. And he sounds happy. He sounds happy. He sounds comfortable. And he's like, OG talk. I could just be myself. And a West Coast producer did that, not named Dr. Dre. Who the fuck would have thought? But yeah.
Well, personally, me.
Everybody that listens to West Coast hip hop, because we know how West Coast producers get down.
And see, that was always my biggest thing, is that I've always wanted to hear him on a West Coast produced album, the way we did with the last two, right? Because and I prefer this for basically every East Coast artist. Like that's just my opinion. The reason why is because, and it's something that we've talked about before, how, you know, we've mentioned how East Coast, they gravitated towards disco. West Coast, we got the funk.
Yeah.
And you can hear it, you can feel it, and with those fucking lyrics that Nas was spitting, that shit was like literally perfection.
Well, we could all agree this album was amazing, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
But I'm saying, but
that's why I said
general,
that's why I said fuck talking about whether this is a classic or not.
Okay,
let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation.
I'm just trying to make sure we just agree.
But I said that earlier. I said fuck having a conversation about whether it's a classic. We need to have a conversation about if this is perfection or not.
Well,
so, but like, we're not. It doesn't even need to have a conversation. It doesn't even have a conversation about a classic. What I'm talking about though is, again, it's not just about Nas. Think about when Ice Cube left NWA. Who did he go to work with?
Who did he go to work with? You're Ice Cube,
it was the Bomb Squad.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So that's an East Coast West Coast collaboration.
Yeah.
The Bomb Squad is an East Coast, but guess what? Ice Cube brought that West Coast flavor. They had to adapt to him.
Yep.
That's why you hear that. You hear funks and grooves on America's Most Wanted, even though the Bomb Squad is an East Coast production team.
Yeah.
That was for Public Enemy.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's not just about Nas. It's about East Coast artists that kind of go stale because they just don't have that oomph when it comes to those funks and grooves. That's what I'm getting at.
Right.
So when it just so happens that it goes towards Nas, and Nas is the poster child for this.
Yes.
That's what it boils down to. He just happens to be the poster child because he's the face of supreme lyricism, and he gets the most pushback.
It was
because
just after Illmatic, it was just like people feel like he just went downgrade from there.
It wasn't even after Illmatic. It was after it was written. Because it was written was still.
A lot of people didn't like it was written.
Because it was written was going towards an upward trajectory as well. That had a lot of grooves and nice melodies and funk to it too.
Right.
After that is when it went down. It was like, well, wait a minute, why did
Then it just got completely stale.
Exactly.
Like completely.
Exactly. So when I say Life is Good was good in its own right, it wasn't about funks and grooves. That was a more personal, so it was more stripped.
It was raw.
Yes.
Oh,
but that wasn't.
I like raw albums.
Yes,
exactly.
But that wasn't
exactly.
That wasn't.
That's what
King's,
we're getting at.
That is not King's Disease.
Okay, King's Disease,
and not King's Disease 2. That is not
King's
this
Disease,
series.
I feel King's Disease 2 was kind of him raw because the shit he was spitting was like raw emotion. It was just raw.
But what he was, he was spitting,
yes, 100% lyrically.
But what you're taking is him spitting versus the production, and that production is heavy hitting, and it's got a lot of oomph, and it's got breaks, and it's got drops, and it's got bass lines, and it's got grooves, and it's got pockets for him to get that raw element. and it's got that what is it? It's got that polished.
That's exactly.
It's the raw and polished.
And that's another thing.
That's
Hit-Boy
what was
does.
missing.
That's what Hit-Boy said. That's exactly what Andreas Hall said. Shout out to him again. He said it's pretty much he came into Nas's house and he's like, you know what? Let me polish this up a bit. Let me shine it up a bit, real nice. And just make it look nice.
What I'm getting at. Mm-hmm. You can again, Nas. Easily the great, one of the greatest lyricists ever.
Mm-hmm. Easily.
But without that polishedness, what do you have? You see what I'm saying? Like for somebody that, for me as a person that enjoys a journey through an album that is from that has a West Coast ear. Mm-hmm. I don't have an East Coast ear, so lyricism only goes so far for me for an hour.
Right.
I need elements that go along with a West Coast ear. Mm-hmm. A Nas project's only gonna go so far with me without that.
Yeah.
So these Hit-Boy projects are bringing something out that where I'm saying this is what I've been saying about him all these years. If for the last 20 some odd years where only Life is Good and maybe God's Son or certain elements of God's Son were there. If he had maximized these and sprinkled these all throughout, then I could look at them different. This is where the Nas and Rick Ross comparisons always come in. Where I say if you take Nas's lyricism and just put Rick Ross's ear on those, we're talking about Nas in a different light as far as I'm concerned. And that's why the consensus has always been that. Mm-hmm. Because Rick Ross's ear is like...
A1.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
And it's no coincidence that whenever Nas jumps on a feature for Rick Ross...
He kills it.
It sounds majestic.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It works perfectly.
It always works.
Yep.
So when it comes to Rare, I'm not talking about the beat switches. I'm talking about the journey throughout those beat switches. It's much more than just switching beats. Mm-hmm. It's the elements that go within it. It's the more technical part of it. Mm-hmm. The mixing, the engineering part of that. Then you get to Store Run.
Bro. You really fuck with that record, huh? I like Nobody, but go on.
Store Run.
Stupid.
Store Run is easily going to go down as one of my favorite Nas records.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
And why is that?
Because that to me is him at his most comfortable.
Damn, I feel exactly that way, but with Nobody.
Because if you go back and listen to him, that's the epitome of King's disease. Listen to what he's saying in that song.
No, I was listening. I kept replaying that
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lyrically, for the listeners, go back and listen to what he's saying in that song. Mm-hmm. That is the epitome of an OG song.
Yeah, I feel it's what 40 side too. That's
40, yeah. Of course, there's a lot of that in that, but Store Run
the
is
entire album,
right.
really.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But Store Run is that legitimate the sample, the drum and the snare,
is perfection.
his flow. The point in the song where he stops and says, "No, you don't tell me to go on a store run. You little niggas go on the store run."
Yeah.
And then goes back on the beat and continues going. That was some shit that Big did.
That was in the end.
But you get it. That was some shit that Big used to do, where he would rap, flow. Wait, nigga. Don't fill that shit up. Let them bullets have room to breathe. Where was I? Oh, wait, yeah. Went out of town, blew the fuck up. That was some shit Big used to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that, when I heard it, it was... wow. That's all I said was just wow.
Yeah.
And rewound it back immediately.
I'm surprised he didn't talk about another certain track. Because you're the fucking Death Row historian.
Oh shit.
Well, I knew that story.
Well, I know you heard it.
I know you knew the story. But to hear it on a
From
track,
Nas's-
like that
from
shit was
Nas's
dope,
point of
man.
view. Yeah, from
Yeah,
Nas's
that shit was dope. I ain't
the guy
gonna
who's
lie.
saying,
When I
"Who
first heard that
Death
shit, I was like, oh, another perspective.
Yeah,
like, you
Nas's
know what I mean?
perspective,
Like,
yeah.
light bulb.
Yeah, no,
Remember,
I-
Nas said that he said that story, but he's never really put it on a track.
Yeah.
No,
I
yeah,
know,
I mean-
saying it and rhyming the words and shit like
'cause
that.
he's a
Yeah.
great
It's
storyteller.
different.
And
Yeah.
that's another thing I miss Nas
That's-
telling stories and shit.
That's what I will say about that, about Nas just in general, man, is like his ability to paint a fucking picture is
top
otherworldly.
Only
Yeah.
person who could touch, the only person who's like right there is Mr. Fab, in my opinion. But Nas is just on a, he's like perfection with this shit.
Nas was great. Biggie to me was the best at storytelling. because Biggie would get really extremely overly vivid.
Yeah.
M
with
too,
it.
in a way.
And like Biggie would
There's
get
a few rappers.
Biggie would get
There's
so,
a few.
but to me, Biggie would get so vivid that you could actually smell what he was saying on record.
That's how I feel with
Like,
Rewind.
literally, he would get so vivid with the storytelling in just 2 bars.
Yeah.
Like, I was so, in just 2 albums worth, I was so enamored with how he could do that in just 2 bars worth of lyricism. It was like, it was ridiculous. But Death Row East, I'm not gonna say I wasn't. It's a great song and it's a great perspective.
Right.
I've just known that story.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So to me, it was.
Yeah.
I figured you would know.
You know what I'm saying? Like I knew.
I get it.
I knew the story of Jungle going up. That I know that story of him going up to Pac and saying it's on, and that not being told because Jungle is not Nas. You know what I'm saying? Jungle is
Right.
Nas's little brother.
Right.
So that story isn't captivating to the media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know that they made up before he went out to Vegas. That's why you guys know that there were more disses towards Nas on Don Illuminati that he took out, right?
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
So
whole lot of them, but
Yeah.
he left some in.
he left some in. that was a part
It's
of.
Pac, man.
Well,
Like,
no,
I know why. I know the
that was a
story.
part of
I
the
know.
that was a part of the treaty. For those who don't know, that was a part of the treaty. Was they made up, and he had forewarned Nas and said, "Well, I just want to let you know beforehand.
Oh yeah,
I just turned in the album. I can't take it back. So
so
what's
my
done is
bad.
done. But
Nas, your
I-
whole
you know,
damn style.
yeah.
What do you say?
and Nas, your whole damn style is bitten. You
Bitten.
hear my melodies.
Yeah.
Write about my life in the papers.
Paper, yeah.
Yeah.
When's that anniversary for that album? Next month or October?
November 5th. November 5th or November 12th.
it's like, why are you even trying to guess, bro?
No,
Just
I
ask
literally
JC.
thought it was October.
He
No,
knows.
that's why I asked him. I literally thought it was like
November
next month.
Shit.
5th or November 12th because
No,
Dogfather
next
came
month.
out.
He died.
Because
Next month.
Dogfather came out
Yeah.
the week before.
Hey, let's get back to this album. So, is this album perfection? Yes or no,
It's right up there.
Martine?
I mean,
like the elements of it.
But you got to really.
I seriously got to sit with it just a little bit longer.
now.
I mean, he got YG to
yeah.
go back
Spit.
to
He was spitting.
My
dog.
Crazy Life, YG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hit-Boy. Yeah, I think YG needs to be on it. YG and Hit-Boy need to get in the studio and work the whole album together.
Yeah, I mean, I've said what I've said about Lauryn Hill, and Lauryn Hill came
Yeah,
out.
man,
and-
right, yeah, punched you in the mouth.
and do what she
He's like,
did.
what the fuck you say, nigga?
Bruh.
No, I still stand by what I said about Lauryn Hill, but she came out and
That
she
was the
provided
definition of, you know, when I said
provided
how
verse.
when I feel like it, that was the definition of when I
When
feel
I feel like it. Like, seriously.
Now, for
Yeah.
me, I love this album a lot. And if I could, and it's like right now, it's him and Cole. They're like neck and neck right now, like motherfucker.
Oh no, he's past Cole.
Ooh, I know. I can see why you could do that.
Yeah,
I still gotta listen.
and that's why.
But-
And
Come on,
this is
Go on.
this is why I said I didn't like Cole dropping when he dropped.
Oh,
This was the exact reason why I said that. Said
well.
yes, it's nice that he kicked things off.
I can go on.
That's why I said I appreciate the fact that he's kicking things off. I said, but for somebody like him, this could work against him when other heavyweights now have time to sit on what he's dropped, and now it could be like, oh, okay, bet. And now
Well-
you have somebody like Nas who just did what he did last year with Hit-Boy, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna double up now.
Run that back.
Now, if I could nitpick, if I could just nitpick, there's two things. First thing, I like YKTV. What's that mean, by the way? YKTV?
You know the vibes.
You know the vibes. Okay.
Come on, man.
Shut up. No, I know.
Jesus.
Anyway, YKTV.
Old head.
Exactly. I'm 33.
Anyways.
Yeah, but you're not hip hop.
Anyway, like I said,
You missed what I said. It's a double entendre.
not
Hip hop's 41. So
I'm about to kick
Ding.
the table.
yeah.
I'm about to kick the table. Anyway.
Yeah, so you're not hip hop because
Listen.
you don't know, but you're not hip hop because you're not 41, so that's not an excuse.
Ooh. In your
like I
face.
said,
Yeah.
YKTV, I liked the record, but like it was like the vibe I was going, like right after Rare, I was kind of like, I was still feeling, I was like, okay, bouncy. It was cool, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I have that urge to skip, but I don't feel like skipping. I'm like, okay, and like I feel it for me. And then the other one, this is going to be kind of a shocker, people. M's verse on EPMD 2. Now, I was like, okay, here comes M. And it was a seesaw feeling I had when I was listening. I was like, M, don't fuck this
Your
up.
stomach was tight.
Especially when the beat switched. I was like, don't you do it. Don't you start rapping fast.
I did appreciate the fact that he got EPMD on there.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate
hell
that,
yeah.
of course. But, you know.
Hell yes.
Oh, yeah, they went back and forth. Quick, like 16 bars or whatever, and it was done. And then M came, and you knew what he was about to do. And then I was like, don't. And then when it ended, I was kind of like, okay, this is good, M. Keep rapping like that. He didn't wear out his welcome. You know, he didn't overly take over the beat in the end. And then when it ended, and I was like, okay. And now when I could go to my favorite tracks on here, you like Store Run, I like Nobody, because I kind of just, it's like that feeling I get how I just want to get away from everything and just be nobody. And Lauryn Hill's verse was just like perfection, all that. I love Count Me In, Composure, that's another one, and My Bible, and then the song that sums it up in the end is Nas Is Good, and that just really personifies like I am happy. Like, I am happy who I am. Life is good.
Why wouldn't he? He hit on all them damn cryptocurrencies and
That's
all them damn
real.
investments.
That's what I mean.
Didn't he start up Coinbase?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he was
invested.
a founder, yeah. He's like, I am comfortable, I am happy, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I have another classic under my belt. Fucking Nas, respect me. The end. And then it just ends abruptly. It just literally just ends abruptly. And they better not release no deluxe tracks or anything.
Nah.
Just keep this
I
for
can't see that
what
happening.
it is. I can. I know how these motherfuckers are.
Yeah,
Well, he
but
didn't
I
do
mean,
it-
he didn't do it
last
after the
time.
first. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
He
know,
didn't do it
but
after the
you know,
first
but
one.
lately, that's what I'm noticing with people with all
But
the
if they
albums.
didn't, but they
Yeah,
didn't
but
do it
Nas
the
is
first time.
different, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. You just
Well,
never know.
Nas and Hit-Boy are different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now,
Like,
at
yeah.
this point, the only producers that need to work with Nas is just Hit-Boy, No ID, what's his name? Shaheem Remy. I thought you say his name, right? Shaheem Remy, and one more person, an Alchemist. And those are the only people.
Not Primo?
Primo's.
I'm just saying. I mean,
I
'cause
know everyone wants that Primo album.
know.
Everyone wants that DJ Premier album, but I think we passed that now. I think Hit-Boy surpassed him on that, in my opinion. I like DJ
I would
Premier.
like to see the producers work together personally. Like, with Nas, I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
Hit-Boy be at the helm.
Yeah. Oh,
And then,
executive
you know what I
producing
mean?
the
Yeah.
whole shit and
Yeah.
like kind of sprinkling his crack on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hit-Boy needs to work with M.
Do his
dog,
Dr. Dre,
'cause
you know
I
what
liked
I mean?
I liked hearing M over Hit-Boy shit, and I was going, and M sounded polished. He sounded focused, and I'm like, you need to work with Hit-Boy, not Dre. M and Hit-Boy, and just back the fuck up. Let Hit-Boy do Hit-Boy, and you just rap, and that's it.
I liked M's flow.
Yeah,
It was just kind of like, all right, it's more words just kind of going in and out now.
funny.
Well, no, literally, it's like I like the rhymes and the flow, like,
Yeah.
but it was just like when I was reading the lyrics, I was like,
He's not saying nothing.
it's literally not saying.
Yeah, he
anything.
wasn't.
Yeah, no.
He wasn't
Like-
saying a whole lot.
like-
Just throwing people's names out and shit like
Yeah,
that.
like
and
Sermon and Parish were literally talking about like, give us our neighborhoods back. We want to buy back our land, and then
Nas
M was just
Nas
like,
was just flexing.
yeah, and M was just talking
Rapping.
like,
He was talking hip hop shit. That's all it
Yeah.
really was. You know what I mean?
He is a
Yeah.
hip-hop, and he's on the track with EPMD.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and you know
And
how much of
Nas.
a nerd he is. And
Yeah,
Nas,
so I mean,
and
like-
it's like a dream come true
so
for his ass.
it wasn't terrible,
Right.
like it wasn't bad. So it just
Well, I can
I
tell
just
you this. He
appreciate
didn't
the
get
flow.
Renegade. Nas didn't get Renegade.
No, I just appreciate the flow and the rhymes, and you know, I'll take it for what it was. But
Yeah.
in terms of like, it was one of those ones where it was just like,
Now, if this was like Eminem show
Right,
era,
right.
8 Mile era M on this track, boy, but it's not. So
But we're past that.
we're past that. Nas didn't get Renegaded.
Nah, but
unlike Hov.
What I will say though, man, is like with the whole Eminem shit. Normally, I mean, you guys know how it is. You put the best verse last, right? Mm-hmm. I don't feel like that's what happened this time around. I feel like it was just
Nas.
like Nas is gonna be right in the middle, and then let's just have the features on the ends, pretty much, like
Yeah.
whatever, right? I fucked with it though, overall. Like
Yeah.
just like that song I'm saying.
I
Like
knew
obviously the whole album I fucked with. Like
And
that's
I
that
knew
goes
when M
without
was
saying.
coming in too, because I heard the music start switching up, and I had the violins coming. I'm like, Eminem's coming, isn't he? Yep, there he is.
I was glad Blast got his shine.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's what I
Brunch
was just
on
about to bring
Sundays.
up, man. Actually, before that though, No Phony
No
Love,
phony love,
bruh.
no phony love.
Try to
Ooh-wee.
Bruh. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But that's another
Charlie Wilson just flows perfectly with Nas and Hit-Boy. Like, it is a perfect combination.
See, again, that's just the, I don't want to say counter, but the contrast. Life is Good with Bye Baby featuring Chauncey Black versus that joint
No
get
Phony
Charlie
Love.
Wilson.
Yeah.
That's good.
And Car 85
Yeah.
with Charlie Wilson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
y'all-
Like,
y'all-
Those are good. But
I'm going.
these bring out a legend.
yeah.
A legend's legend.
Yeah.
Did y'all notice the continuity from Remajor? Like his verse on Remajor when he said, I don't know what to write.
Yeah.
And then when you go on Moments, he's like, oh, now I know what to write.
Yeah, there's continuality on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
like,
yeah, back to brunch on Sundays. Bro, Blast. I mean,
Yep.
contender.
Having a year.
hell of a fucking year.
Really, he's having a
Hell of a year.
really he's having a
Ty Dolla $ign like
really amazing last 18 months.
Really though.
Yeah.
It's been
When
a
you,
really
go,
good
when you go back to like the EP
yeah.
and shit like that. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Going back to the first, because when they dropped the first 6 tape,
December. Oh, the 6 tape? That was 2019. Ish.
Are you sure that was
I
2020?
remember looking at that. It said 2019. 2020 was his EP. That's when his EP dropped.
no, that was
Blast.
that was an EP or an album.
It was.
It was an EP
And then
that
they
they
combined
added.
it
Yeah,
into an album.
they made a deluxe whatever.
The her. You know how they get the EPs and combine them.
Oh yeah, kind
The
of, sort
Her.
of,
The Her.
kind of like that.
That's
But
what we call it.
It was a deluxe EP, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the 6 tape, the first one came out in 2019.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So he's been doing it, man.
yeah,
Like,
18 months
shit.
to 2 years. Yeah,
Good for him. Blast having himself a year. Charlie Wilson. Hit-Boy just had to sneak his way on here. I don't give a fuck. I would have done the same shit.
yeah. No,
Hey, but you know what though? His verse wasn't bad.
It
too.
wasn't bad.
Like, you
He's
know,
not a
I'm
bad rapper. He's not.
He's not a bad rapper, but I don't look to him for bars.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But if
That's-
I'm going to
that's the
sneak
thing
my
about
way
it.
onto a Nas album with all these
Oh,
legends.
hell yeah.
Like in a span of 2 years, he had the Firm, all the firms, including Dr. Dre. He had Lauryn Hill. He had Eminem, Charlie Wilson, and EPMD, and Nas all spitting over
and
his
it's
shit.
important to factor in that he sounds incredible with the new generation.
Yes.
Like that's something that's important
Yeah.
to recognize with him.
And it doesn't sound forced.
And again, you don't get that if he stays with what it would be considered his wave of production.
yeah.
Trying
They're
to
not.
fit in.
They're not coming to his production. It's important that he stepped out, and Hit-Boy recognized that he takes what makes Nas and mixes it with what's current that can get these new wave artists and what makes them comfortable and bridge the gap. That's very important too. So that's what I'm saying when it comes, again, Nas is just the poster child for this. It's not just Nas. It's for other artists as well. That's why it's very important that these acts, they have a musical director. It's not just about getting a producer. It's really somebody.
Yeah.
In Hit-Boy's case, he's an ace of all cards. He's not just a producer. He's an engineer. He's a musical director.
Really
He's a musical director.
He really evolved
No,
since
he's-
2011.
He's an orchestrator.
He's a
a
composer.
producer.
He's like
He's a composer.
a
Yeah,
legit
yeah.
composer.
He's a hip hop composer.
pretty
conductor.
much
You know what I-
Kanye
yeah,
was
dead ass, bro.
Kanye got threatened by him, but we get to him in a bit.
Right. So
Pussy.
so that's the thing. So that's the thing with that is that. So that's good for you. There you go. So that's the thing when it comes to that is you. In his case, that's why I don't want to say I'm shocked. I'm just very
Proud.
Yeah.
of
West
what
West
Nas
Show.
has been able to produce these last 2 years.
Right.
In a span of 2 years too, like so quick too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought this shit was gonna be some deluxe shit,
Honestly, I was thinking
especially
it
with
might
the
be.
cover. Because shout out to Raven because she took the picture and all that. But I was just looking, I was like, man, because I love the first cover of fucking what's it called?
King's Disease.
Yeah, I love that. So I was kind of
Like with the
expecting
angels and shit
I
like
was kind
that.
of
Yeah, it was-
expecting
it was
something
dope.
Kanye-ish for the sequel, but
Yeah.
it was just Nas's face.
Yeah. Just tremendous.
Yeah.
I can't say enough
Honestly,
about this project.
I can keep going with this shit personally, but like I won't. You know what I mean?
Nas and
for
Jay-
sake of the podcast.
Pretty much at this rate, Nas and J. Cole have the bar right now.
I'm not even gonna say Nas and J. Cole. Nas has the bar.
Oh, now Nas has it. To me, it's Nas and J. Cole. Pretty much.
Like I said, I'm still sitting. You know
Pretty
what I mean?
much, if you could get past J. Cole, if you could get past J. Cole, you gotta get to Nas, or get to Nas. You gotta get past those two. Now,
those are like the Mortal Kombat when you had to go against Shang Tsung, and then you had fucking Goro right after.
Cause see when it is.
or
See what
who's gonna be Shao Kahn then?
Shit.
I can
Who
see where
knows?
you guys are, where you guys just want to give it more time.
Oh no, I know what I heard.
And,
Oh, trust me.
You know
I
what I'm
know
saying?
what I heard. Don't
Like,
get me wrong. Like
I can see where you guys may stand on that, but for me, what's always gonna break the tie is I'm just a traditionalist. A song that's 3 minutes is always gonna take the cake for me
And there's
versus
three
a song
verses
that's
on every
a traditional song that's 3 minutes, 3
Yeah.
verses is always gonna take the cake for me versus a song that's one verse, two hooks, two verses.
I know what you mean.
two
I get
those.
what you're saying.
And-
And Nas was
I
really
don't feel that
tradition.
way, personally.
Nas was tradition. He had three
And while
verses.
the off season was as fire as it was, there was still that element of, okay, this is cool. I just wanted one more verse on a couple more songs.
I know what you mean.
This one was,
You got the whole meal.
I didn't need anything else. I got it. So that's
I
where
get you.
know
I
what I'm
get
saying?
you, yeah.
That was where that's where I give the edge to.
right.
Yeah, they got King Disease. We love King Disease, but this is literally. You always say part 2 is always
King's
the best
Disease,
ones.
King's Disease 2 is Godfather 2.
Let's
You know
hear
what's
the
crazy
horns
is
on that.
we were talking about on the way up here how we mentioned it like when King's Disease came out, like it felt like Hit-Boy went into Nas's world and created from there. You know, right? This one, in my opinion, at least for the first half, it felt like Nas came into Hit-Boy's world. And then they branched off and like created something brand new. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I was.
I'll say this though. Sorry. After what's it called? You know the vibes YKTV.
Yeah.
I
that's
think
what I'm
after
saying.
that point, that's when it.
Yeah.
That's when it just switched up. It was more laid back and more like retrospective and shit.
That's why when there was a little pushback when it was, I think, when you had said, Busby, that Hit-Boy had went into the studio and said, okay, Nas, what do you want to do? I didn't get that vibe from the first half of this album.
Yeah.
The first half of this album sounded like, okay, what are we cooking up? And it sounded like Hit-Boy was
took lead.
Was just knocking him out. And it wasn't like Nas was like, I'm gonna follow your lead. It was just Hit-Boy was producing at a rate.
Yeah.
And Nas was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna just like let's just go.
Let's go.
Let's just
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
And then by the time you got to around Store Run, that's when they were like, oh, okay, Nas found his pocket.
Yep.
All right, so now let's go.
All right.
So now
new
let's
route.
okay.
Rerouting.
I like it's just like when a shooter in the game gets on a when he
Rhythm,
when he
yeah,
when he just
Oh, yeah.
when he's shooting into the ocean at that point.
Yeah.
At that point, I don't need to produce at a rate. Nope. Just keep chucking. Don't worry about it. I'm going to find you. Just go to where you're gonna need to go. I'm gonna get you the ball. It's cool.
100%.
We were not expecting Nas to drop this year, especially this quick after winning that damn Grammy. And, you thought he was just chilled. Nope, he got more. Oh man,
Did Jay-Z drop at least a verse this weekend?
yeah, on Kanye shit.
Yeah, but it didn't drop officially.
I know.
So that ends the.
No, it's still going because it dropped.
Nope.
That did not officially drop.
Nope.
Well, he was at the
It's not in the
It don't
Seratos.
matter.
Yeah,
Not in the Serato, so it did not officially. That ends the streak.
for now.
No, it's not a for now. That officially
That
ended
ends
the streak.
the
It's not a for now. That officially ended the streak. Nas dropped.
Well,
And
okay,
Jay-Z
let's put it this way.
Or Beyonce
we
did.
can blame,
Beyonce-
we can blame Kanye for that.
It's not a blame. It's
No, listen. If Kanye's shit would have dropped, then there would have been a
Would've,
Jay-Z
should've,
verse
could've.
on that. I'm just telling you that. Now, for this next segment, last week, I said, was it last week or like 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
it
Yeah,
was
we
two-
started 2 weeks
It
ago.
was 2 weeks ago. I said flat out that, if Drake doesn't drop the same day as Kanye, Drake is pussy. Well, then last week, J. Cole, it's kind of close. JC said that if Kanye doesn't drop the same day as Nas, most likely a Hit-Boy produced album, then does that mean that, it's Kanye pussy? Well, as you notice, we're only talking about a Nas album today. Did Donda drop Draymond? So, yeah.
No.
I smell pussy. Is that you, yay? I smell pussy. Is that you, yay? I smell pussy. Is that you, yay? I don't know who else to say. Just yay. I mean,
Well, you can't blame nobody else.
Can't blame nobody else. Yeah, of course. You think of course he didn't drop the damn album. He did another fucking listening session. Did you watch it, JC?
Yeah, drums this time.
Hey.
Holy shit.
We're getting closer.
Drums. Like the Jumanji drums.
That shit had percussion.
I mean, I watched the stream, like when I got home. It was on YouTube because I missed it. And I was just like, because I was thinking, my ass, it's going to drop. No, it didn't drop.
Oh, you fell for it.
No, but part of me was just like, yeah, it didn't drop. I'll just find it again. And I watched it, and it was a lot more, I guess, performative, I guess.
Yeah, this time there were people on the floor this time.
It was like literally a show.
Yeah, looking like the Shield.
Literally.
Looking like a whole damn FBI training team.
And Kanye went on the phone.
What do you call it? The fucking
DONDA
black jacket and shit.
Yeah.
And he actually went on the phone. I thought it was part of the show. Nah. This motherfucker Kanye went on the phone to talk to Mike Dean with the music blasting in the stadium, talking to him about mixing errors and shit.
Yeah.
Mid-show.
Yeah.
Fucking yay, bro.
And then,
Mike, you hear this shit?
no, I'm not. This shit's fucked up right now.
It's all fucked up now.
You're getting fired, Mike.
You're gonna get fired.
Somebody not getting paid.
Get a switch. What am I supposed to do now? Michael. Get a switch. Anyway, I mean, it was cool. Like he played other songs that weren't played last week. Some of them was just fire. Of course, it was all fire. And in the end, he just levitated up into the sky. And I saw that shit like that album ain't dropping. I thought that album ain't dropping. And
that's why I listen to King's Disease too.
yeah, same here. Then what's it called? Like Hurricane sounded. That's what the song called. The one with the Weeknd.
Yeah,
that one sounded fire. I mean, the album still sounded fire.
That was painful to listen to. Not because the song wasn't bad. That song was amazing. Weeknd and Lil Baby has a nice combination. But oh man, that means Justin LeBoy is a credible source now.
Oh,
because hours earlier he tweeted out that The Weeknd and Lil Baby were on the same record, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" Yeah. And the record came out, and I was like, "Oh no! Oh god!
¿Por qué?
Yuck! No! You was literally saying yuck.
Yeah.
You stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I have an audio rip of it. It's a really good rip. I'll send it to y'all, but it's like, it sounds good, but it's not done.
I don't want no audio rips.
No. This sounds literally clear.
I don't want no audio rips, though.
I don't blame you.
Cool.
I don't blame you. I just listened to it.
I saw the whole thing on Apple Music, on the TV.
No, I wanted to listen to it more.
And I said,
Wait till
I ain't listening to it till it drops, man.
There was one song, I guess it's called Heaven or Hell or whatever. I think that's what it's called. When they were all just bobbing their head and shit. And that shit sounded fire. Other than that, I mean, no different than last time.
Same shit.
I mean, I at least said he's at least buying himself more time every single time he
now
does
they're saying August 15th. Now I
don't care about the dates. The dates mean shit to me.
They already had the billboards up on Times Square saying, "Oh, I'm out now."
Wow.
I mean, at this point, he needs to come out and do hip opera. It needs to bring Beyonce. Needs to bring Beyonce and Mekhi Phifer out.
Oh my god!
They need to do hip opera Carmen.
Carmen too.
Yeah.
No. The thing is,
bring the Brat. Bring the Brat. Mos Def. Bring them all out.
Robert Townsend directing it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Nah, but as of right now, as what we know, he's still there while the Falcons are practicing.
Oh no, he's leaving.
Oh no, he's leaving.
No, they said no, but then
he's
KC
going to another fucking.
No, I know
stadium.
what you're talking about, but the person who said that lied. He didn't lie. He was like, "Oh, it's Cap. No, we're not going nowhere." And like, I guess Kanye stands let me know this. That's why I'm relaying it to y'all. The chef came out saying he's making meals, preparing them for the next week or two.
Yeah, well, he got to get out in the next week.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Time is ticking, nigga.
Like, nigga,
Roger Goodell gonna make sure his ass get out pretty soon. Like, it ain't up to him no more.
What, 3 weeks?
It ain't got 3 weeks.
Yeah,
training camp ends in a week or two.
Yeah, I know.
So. Roger Goodell gonna kick
start this weekend, don't they?
That's what I'm saying. Roger Goodell ain't gonna play that shit.
He ain't gonna play. Kanye's a billionaire, but nigga, I'm just saying. Now,
Donda, Deandra, damn it, you gonna get your ass out of here.
Get your ass up out of here. Get your ass to a studio, boy.
Yeah.
A real one.
A real one.
Bro, Deandra, the variant, whatever the hell you calling it.
The variant. Oh Loki ass.
Oh, shit. Yo, but real talk though, man. Like, cause I noticed that he was streaming like throughout the week, right?
Yeah, that's what.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no, when we got off the air,
Motherfucker was doing push-ups.
because I remember when I told y'all that he
With
was
the mask
like,
on.
when he was on
By
Apple
himself.
Music.
In that jail cell. That's what it looked like.
And then there was more people. The Locks came in right after their fucking versus battle.
Yep.
Fucking more people were just walking up in there. He still had the mask on. He went to sleep with that damn mask on some Truman Show shit. They were literally telecasting this in like little trucks all around the world. Like, Kanye's the narcissism is just mwah.
I mean,
we know this.
I mean, he understands that whatever he puts his name and his brand on,
People
to
will
the
watch.
moon.
yeah.
It's not even gonna watch. It's literally to the moon.
To
Yeah.
the moon. They said like
Yeah.
I read a report saying 4.5 million people were watching that fucking stream when he streamed it, and
Jesus
he made
Christ.
$7 million just off ticket revenue for that listening session. So he got himself a quick bag off that. This nigga Kanye, dog. So come on, you had
man.
Jack Dorsey from Twitter coming out going like, "Hey Kanye, can we listen to the album now?"
That's not what happened, dog.
What did he say? You think
He was
told him?
no. He was basically like laying out a plan for him. You know what I mean? It wasn't
he must be
necessarily
new
like
here.
he did not sound impatient by no means.
He just said, "No, can you release the album as it is right now? Because the
No,
world
he
needs
said
to hear it."
it would be a good idea to release the album and then have updates on it. That's what he
So
said.
he must be new here.
Exactly. That's what I said. That's what when you tweeted, I was like, oh, I think you missed it, dog.
No, I got it. It's
You
just-
missed the mark.
No, but the fact I'm saying is just like you have the creator of Twitter talking about this shit.
Yeah. No,
That's
the
the-
fact him talking about it is surprising. I will say that
It's
much.
not surprising to me.
It is.
It's
It's
Kanye
surprising.
West. It's
It-
Kanye West.
and-
It doesn't surprise me.
That
It's
don't surprise
hip-hop.
me at
No,
all.
to me, to me, it doesn't surprise me. So it's just like, all right, whatever. And now we play the waiting game, and now a lot of people are thinking about my theory now because it's starting to look a little, looking a little, like I tried telling JC, Kanye is the label. He ain't gonna listen to nobody. He ain't gonna listen to Def Jam. He ain't gonna listen to Apple Music. I'm a billionaire. You can't tell me nothing.
I'm gonna say, you said that shit years ago, man. You can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, they're gonna come to me, and I haven't said one word. He hasn't said one word. If you've noticed, it's all in his actions. He hasn't said nothing, and I really firmly believe he is waiting for Drake to drop so he could drop the same day. And if I was Drake, I'd drop it out of nowhere. I'll pull a Beyonce, drop it out of nowhere. But you know, who knows?
Hour later, Donda. No, play it. It would be funny though.
It would be. It'd be hilarious. 'Cause like I said, I want madness on Twitter. JC.
I don't have much to say on that. Like, you want it, but then you're gonna get it, and you're not gonna be happy with it.
Who said I'm? I want madness from the fans. I've been telling you this. Like Martine said, I'm the Joker, right?
What I'm saying is,
I did say that.
what I'm saying is, you're gonna get it, and then after,
What makes you think that?
because I know you,
Well, what do you know? What do you think?
you like your madness controlled.
No, I don't. I want
Yes,
it
you
all.
do.
I want craziness. When I say I know what madness does. Madness is all around. Like you think when Joker burned the money and he slid down it, everything burns. Everything burns.
I know who you are.
And
You like controlled madness.
from myself.
Yeah. After a while, when the controlled madness comes to your doorstep, when madness comes to your doorstep and is not controlled,
Oh yeah.
that's when you're like, oh, okay, I don't want this no more. And it's like, well, wait a
No,
minute,
no, no, no.
you manifested this.
No, I want madness
So
for
why-
the fans. I
Yeah,
just want the
but-
fans to talk about it.
But what I'm saying is that eventually it's gonna come to your doorstep
How would it come to my doorstep?
because that's how the world works. You manifest something,
I
and
know.
you don't think of the full precautions of
the full
how it goes,
precautions of like what Kanye and Drake fans would come like with pitchforks to my mentions.
how it could eventually come to your doorstep, just in some ramification, because that's how it always usually happens. You say you want one thing to go one way, and then it ends up going the other way, and you're like, oh yes, I don't even want to deal with this. And it's like, well, fam, you.
I know what comes with this. I know I'm ready. Like you know that shit where Jon Snow takes out the sword and all them horses are coming. I know what's coming if it happens.
I mean,
You don't think I know this? I know this. In the words of Michael Keaton, you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. That's what I want. I want this shit to happen. I want Kanye versus Drake on the same
What are
day.
you expecting?
I want the fans to argue. I want when it's gonna go. Who's gonna go number one? It's gonna be like the election, and then there's people gonna make complaints. There's rumors that Drake might have a bundle package with his album. Speaking of that fucker, so wow. Speaking of that fucker, so I guess someone on Drake's website, his team, accidentally released the cover art for Certified Lover Boy. Now, when I first saw it, it looked like he was just wearing a puffy jacket or wearing a jacket over his shirt, or wearing a jacket over his shoulder and shit like that. And it just looked like he was just posing. And I was just like, okay. And I thought it was funny. Sent it to the group chat, and then, I was like, whatever. People were laughing at it. People on Twitter were laughing at it. And then later on, I really looked at it, and it just looked like pretty much a female was over his shoulder and shit like that. And I was like, oh, okay, female Certified Lover Boy. Okay, that makes sense. Still funny, but all right. It's on brand for him.
She wasn't over his shoulder. She was hugged up over him.
Same shit.
Nah. Over his shoulder makes you sound like he was trying to kidnap her.
That would be a harder cover,
that's
though.
Not what happened.
No, that would be a harder ass cover. She just the ass is over his shoulder.
No, that's date rape.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah,
Whoa,
that's
okay, never mind.
that's me too.
Okay, that's me too. Me too. And Dave.
That's why it's not a. That's why there's a clear difference on.
Right. That is a clear difference.
Yeah,
my bad.
no difference.
My bad.
She was consensually hugged up on him.
Yeah,
take that shit back, Busby.
Yeah, I took it back. Yeah, consensually. Yeah, but yeah, cover it, and then they took it. I guess they haven't properly released it. It could be a placeholder. It could actually be the cover. But whatever. If they show the cover, that means it's coming. And if I was Drake, I'll just drop it out of nowhere. So you just avoid that. But I want madness. So
announce the dates.
Announce the dates. And then after you announce the date, you say, oh, never mind. I drop it right now.
Shit.
I don't understand how you guys thought this was a jacket when he's clearly wearing a jacket. That's what makes it so funny.
It looks like
when I was driving.
Yes.
That's when I saw the picture, right? Honestly, it looked like just a puffy jacket because all you really see is all I saw was the silhouette. I didn't notice the details to it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
On first glance, that's
all
what
I
it looked
seen
like
was
to
just
me.
the complete outline, and it looked like he was wearing a long jacket that was like a puffy long jacket where he had his hands in the pockets, and then it had just that curve to it. Now, upon further review,
yes,
I was completely wrong.
Same here. I was wrong.
However.
In Martine's defense, if he was driving fine. I'm not going to argue that, man. Whatever.
Uh-huh.
I saw the picture. I saw ass right on the first glance. That's all I saw.
I saw no ass.
That's all I saw. So I was like, okay.
No ass.
I was like, okay, so that's on brand. All right.
I literally
and then
saw no ass.
Then I saw people making fun of it, and I was like, we're really going to make fun of a
Yes,
guy
we are.
with a
We are gonna make fun of them. Okay? We're gonna make fun of it, and you're gonna like it.
That's what we're doing.
That's
now.
what we're doing.
We're making fun of men being hugged up by women.
Yep.
That's what's hot in the streets these days. All right, fine.
That's what we're doing.
2020, get me out of this earth. That's what we're doing. 2021 is a strange fucking place.
Yes.
2020 was hell on earth. 2021 is just a strange place now, and I don't want to be here anymore. If that's the case, so get me out of here. If that's what's going on, that's not even in defense of Drake. If that's what we're doing with any grown ass man, where a woman with a fat ass.
I'm joking, right?
Yeah, but I don't care. If any woman with a fat ass like that is hooked up on any man and people are making fun of that,
I don't think. I guess in their defense, I don't even think they noticed because I did not notice at first.
That's the thing.
I didn't notice at first. It literally looked like what Martin said. It looked like a jacket. It literally looked like a jacket.
That brings up a much bigger conversation.
Oh, it's gone.
No, I found one.
Oh, they delete. I deleted that shit.
But that brings up a much more important conversation. Fuck this cover. This differentiates the real ass men between the imposters who claim that they ass men.
The imposters that claim that they're ass men.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I spotted that shit right off jump. I really, legitimately, I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, cool. If that's the cover, all right, whatever. At least it's a nice cover to look at. Not for him, but
not for him.
I can look at her all day.
Not for yeah. Oh yeah, I can look. Now that I see her, I'm like, oh yeah, and she's some IG model, I guess, which is still on brand for him.
Why didn't he just get the? Oh no, I guess never mind.
It don't matter to me because if this isn't the official cover, the point was that I don't understand how people thought that was a jacket when he's wearing a jacket.
It looked like literally looked.
I thought it was the continuation of the jacket.
That's what
I'm. Yeah,
that's
like,
what it kind of looked
the
like.
entire
It's like
thing
one
was
of those
just him
photos
wearing a jacket. That's how
from
I
the
seen it.
outside. If you don't see it, like it's like one of them trick pictures and shit like that. If you think you're
Yeah.
looking at, that's what it looked like. It looked like one of them trick pictures.
But I
you
saw
ass, I saw a jacket.
But I saw it from the group chat.
See,
without...
from this viewpoint,
No.
from this viewpoint, from where I'm sitting at, that looks like a jacket. From my story again, so Martin can see it.
You're saying from this viewpoint.
From that viewpoint, that looks like a jacket. That looks like a jacket.
I saw this when it was just in the group chat without even opening the tweet. I saw it.
From that where
That's
I'm
what I'm
sitting
saying.
right now, that literally just looks like he's wearing a jacket. Why are we arguing about this?
Because
the cover, it may not even be
because
the cover.
we just gotta differentiate that I have a PhD in bootyology. That's all. You gotta just acknowledge that.
I want to acknowledge you.
Yeah.
With ass. All right.
Yeah, that's you gotta say it, man.
Okay, ass chief.
Yeah.
Tribal ass chief.
Astrologer.
Astrologer.
Astrologist.
Astrologist. Acknowledge me.
Chief of Cheeks.
Chief of Cheeks. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good title. Chief of Cheeks. JC Nuthead. You go.
I already did. You was late on it.
I didn't hear it. That was a music news. Yeah, Aaliyah's coming. Like, for real, to streaming services. How long have we waited for this? Almost what? 20 years?
How long has streaming been a thing?
Since 10 years?
I mean,
Shit.
seriously, how long has it been a thing?
Not long, like what? Like damn near, like decade, damn near. Or 5 years.
Because that's how long we've been waiting. You know what I mean? Like,
Apple Music kicked in.
2000.
Beats music though
Beats
before.
Music kicked in 2013, 14.
14.
Shit.
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah, 7 years to at least get on.
Well, Spotify. How long has Spotify been around? That's really the.
Yeah.
Spotify's been around.
Because Spotify was the first one, right?
Out of them.
Out of them, yeah. Then there was Beats. Didn't Dr. Ray have his own streaming shit for
No,
a
that's what
minute?
we're saying. But like,
No, but Spotify was the first one.
yeah, Spotify
yeah.
came out first, I believe.
Yeah, it was. It was Spotify. Yeah, they were the first ones to streaming. Apple had just iTunes and shit. Either way, we've been waiting a long, long time. A lot of people's playlists has been fucked up. The only one we had was the one with yuck on it, and I purposely did not want to listen to that shit.
Seriously.
Now they're gonna literally, and Empire's actually distributed it. Actually, round of applause to the Empire.
That's what's up.
I know, and it's not just Aaliyah. It's JoJo, Timbaland and Magoo's albums coming
Yeah,
out.
it's all background.
All, well, yeah, Blackground, yeah. I was like, I wonder how JoJo feels about that, because she literally re-recorded her debut album just to re-release it. And now her album is coming out, like her debut album.
It's just a placeholder.
Yeah, I bet she's kind of just
Now
like,
she get the real profits.
I know, because that's the thing, because Aaliyah's estate, her official estate, it doesn't agree with all this, and I'm just like, okay. But either or, about damn time. Because I've been waiting for this shit for years. I mean, I've had a few Aaliyah albums, but it's just like I don't want to like keep digging for them. If that makes any sense. And they say you can't
It
even.
makes tons of sense.
You can't even like to go on eBay to find like Aaliyah that like their is it her post-Thomas album? The one when she died?
Post-Thomas.
Is it was it like her debut? I guess not her debut, but the one she recorded before the one she recorded before she died. The one that came out after she died.
Rock the
Aaliyah.
Boat?
Huh?
The Rock the Boat one?
Yeah.
No, that was she released that.
Yeah, no, that
That came out after she
dropped.
died, though.
It came out after she died.
That's
but
what I
was
meant.
she,
done.
it was
She
like
went
the,
to.
like
She
the
died.
Tupac shit.
She died recording the video
that's
for
what I
it.
meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
No,
was
but they
done.
say you can't even find that damn album nowhere. Like the physical, you can't even find that nowhere. You can find it on eBay for like a lot of money, like $100 damn near.
You can find it on my external drive.
Is that too? Like, but if you want the physical and shit like
Yeah,
that,
physicals don't exist no more.
at Target they do barely.
I mean,
Shit.
that don't even mean just for Aaliyah. That means for everybody. So
I know.
that's not saying
Yeah,
much.
I know. Now you got to literally go on their website to get fucking physicals and shit. Like Billie Eilish album, like apparently she went #1 just off vinyls. Damn near. She only released vinyls.
God damn.
Yeah, I mean she's still on streaming too, but vinyls. It was like the highest like sellable on vinyls. Her
Yeah.
fan base is something else. She didn't even hit 500. She only hit like what 300K, barely. I was kind of shocked about that. I was like, damn, only 300K for her.
That's interesting.
That's why I'm curious about what Drake will sell. Just out of curiosity, I just wanted to know how much he gonna get. But,
yeah, Aaliyah's projects are releasing week after week, starting at the end of August or start of September or something like that.
Yeah, at end of August. I guess 1 in a Million is gonna be first,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna be Aaliyah, and then it's gonna be her greatest hits after that.
could finally put together my fucking Timbaland
Yeah, Timbaland and Magoo.
Timbaland and Missy Elliott playlist can
Timbaland
finally
and
be
Magoo.
finalized.
And Magoo. Some love for Magoo finally.
Oh yeah,
Nobody liked Magoo. Why didn't they like him?
I never understood that personally.
I mean, he's not the greatest rapper, but
He's not.
He's,
He's
a
not
vibe.
that bad.
He's a vibe.
Yeah.
No, he's terrible, but he's a vibe.
But there
Compared
are
to
rappers
now?
worse than him. Like,
But he's pretty low on
yeah,
the,
he's
like,
pretty bad. He is pretty bad.
That's not saying a
Is he
lot.
like Silk
Yeah,
the He's not
yeah.
Silk the Shocker bad.
I'd take Silk over Magoo.
Ooh.
Magoo's a vibe.
That's a toss up. But see,
At least Magoo's
I don't
on
know,
beat.
man, because I never.
being on beat, just that's not enough.
Silk was never really that offbeat.
Yeah,
dog.
and being on beat don't mean much when you. I get the goosebumps with up the dip funk. That's
How did that
that
go?
don't mean shit.
Yeah, he had too much of a southern draw, I think.
Yeah.
And that was the problem.
Yeah.
I was just kind of shocked that, and I think another one's coming out. The R&B artist, I want to say Tank. I think it's Tank.
Well, Tink dropped.
He's on that label, but he did drop.
No, Tink dropped her album.
Oh, Tink, yeah, Tink, not Tank.
She
but
dropped
Tink.
her. She dropped her joint. She dropped last week. I missed it. I finally got to playing it. I wanted to give her some love.
Where is the love?
Heat of the Moment. Heat of the Moment was 14 tracks, just about 45 minutes. I really fully enjoyed. So Hit-Boy pretty much damn near produced the entire thing.
He did
Wait,
that too.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's having one of them years again. He'll be quiet for the
Yeah,
first half, and
he's
then
all over this
and then
motherfucker.
just comes back.
He's all over this.
Here
one.
we go again.
Here we go again.
Yeah. Chasin' is one of them joints. Young Blue's on here. FMB.
Oh my God, they
Get
just
you a
won't
nice
die,
get
huh?
you a nice young team for FMB. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Mixed Feelings, that's a joint. Rebel with Jeremiah is a good one. She's got DeVito on here. It's a whole vibe on here. Like I mean, what can you say about Tink? Like Tink is so far under the radar that when she does pop up, it's ridiculously. I would say it's ridiculously criminal. I just missed it last week just because I was in pain. So I was like, my focus was just limited on what I could get through. So when I did have time to play it this week, I wasn't upset that I missed it just under my circumstances.
Right.
But boy, did I fully enjoy what I was listening to.
That's what's
It's
up.
a really good R&B project. And then
Hit-Boy
Tinashe dropped her
But back then,
333.
Hit-Boy did the whole album for Tink.
No. Hitmaker.
Hitmaker. Oh, okay. I thought you said
Hitmaker.
Hit-Boy.
Oh, okay.
Hitmaker.
I thought you said
Okay.
that sounded like
That
Hit-Boy.
changes shit up. 'Cause I was thinking, God damn.
Did I say
he
Hitboy?
did-
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Hitmaker.
you said Hit-Boy.
Hitmaker, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
Hitmaker,
I was
that
thinking,
makes sense.
fuck, he did this and the Nas shit?
Yeah, 'cause
Like,
he
God
didn't- he
damn.
didn't
No, I'm sorry.
promote that
Hitmaker.
shit at all.
Hitmaker.
For sure. Okay,
Yeah,
that,
that
that,
makes sense.
that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, okay. Hitmaker.
Yeah. Hitmaker's also on a couple joints for Tinashe as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I Can See the Future is one of those joints where she gets off. Really, one of my favorite joints on here is Undo, Back to My Heart, which is her and Wax Motif. That's a really upbeat joint. She's got one on here with one of my favorite up-and-coming R&B singers, Cash Page, which, of course, if you're familiar with Don Toliver and Travis Scott, you're familiar with her because she's coming out of Houston. Jeremiah's on this one again. So Jeremiah, I think, is on his way with a project because he's doing his feature runs. This was a nice project from her.
Nice.
That was not. I feel everybody knows that if you know me, I've felt this type of way with Tinashe, but I've also held RCA responsible for that because they had her on the pop side of RCA, not the R&B side when she was there.
Aquarius was a great album.
So I was glad that that situation with RCA was done a few years ago. Ever since she left, she's been on a nice trajectory back upwards. So this was a good project. Buddy's on here for a track.
Nice.
So that's a good one on
Heard
there.
from him
So
for a minute.
yeah, the R&B, it's a nice blend of good R&B that came out over the past couple weeks.
I like the Aquarius. Like, I know going back, I really fucked with Aquarius. Like Tinashe, like her major debut album.
Yeah.
I still fuck with that. That shit still aged really well. Like, yeah.
Blackwater is always going to be that joint though. That was her.
Everyone
That
always
was
said, I still need to
her.
listen to that.
That was her. I guess the mixtape because it was the free
Oh
joint.
yeah, the first one. Yeah.
But
yeah.
that one was so fucking incredible. That was how I got put onto her.
Nice.
Just the vocal arrangements, the production, just everything was You would like it because you like raw. That's about as raw R&B as you can get from a singer. Yeah, Blackwater is still to this day so fucking incredible. But yeah, I was pleasant. I liked what I heard from Tinashe and Tink.
Nice.
So
R&B's in a really great space right now.
Yeah, most definitely.
Fucking goes to TV shows. It was a great episode of Power. I want to keep saying Power. Raising Kanan. It was a really good episode. This episode was really good.
It is. It's starting to get into
Fuckery.
The power.
The power. He gets the power.
It's starting to get into its power groove now.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
And like you were waiting for the bullshit to start happening. Like,
yeah, and now it's starting.
It's time.
Motherfuckers is doing a fucking drug meeting and shit, and this motherfucker turns around and I'm like, is this motherfucker smoking crack? And then and I was like, he's smoking crack.
It was like, up, here we go.
And I was like, okay, what the hell just, alright. And then the next episode started, and they chasing this motherfucker, and I was like,
and then it freezes.
Oh, it's Unique's boy.
And then it freezes, and it's like, you see this bitch ass nigga
Yeah,
right here?
you see this bitch ass nigga running down right here? That's Unique's boy. They fuck the same bitches together. But love don't mean shit. And they cutting this nigga ear off, and then slicing it and shit, and I'm like, yeah, it's getting to its groove now. The acting's still good, but it's getting to the power universe.
God. Because we have to remind you, we're still in the big rich town universe.
Yeah. Like, don't get the acting's good, but don't get it twisted. They still abide by those rules.
It's still power at the end of the day.
He's starting to look more and more like 50. The more I keep looking at him, he literally looks like a mini 50. He really does.
But it's yeah, I mean, was it Uncle Melvin, Uncle Marvin?
Let's call him Marvin.
I think it's Uncle Marvin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Y'all got to move the stash, and you like.
Yeah, that was.
Come on,
stupid.
nephew.
Why did you
do
that?
Your mama ain't gonna find out. Come on now, let's go.
That was something out of book
don't
one.
Don't you trust your uncle? And then it's like, don't open the door for nobody. Don't do shit.
And then
I'll be right back in 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
And I was like, mm-hmm. But see, the thing of it is like, you know, nothing's gonna happen to him because you just watched this man, as a grown ass man, die walking away from the police car. So you just like,
much on this show, he's invincible.
Yeah, so you're like, how the fuck did Uncle Marvin fuck this up? All right, so let me kick my feet back because ain't nobody gonna die. So
well, Kanan's not gonna die. Everyone else around
Uncle Marvin gonna survive for a long period of time. You know damn good Uncle Marvin gonna survive for a long period of time. Because he just Uncle Fuck Up at this point. So he's just like
shit.
So he's driving around with like 5 cans of dog food in the car and shit, and all this like $25,000 and shit, and then he just like, eating a damn lollipop. What the fuck?
They kicked the door in, just to let you know. They kicked the door in while young Kanan was just chilling. And
counting money.
Had the gun in his face. And I just knew he ain't gonna shoot him.
Yeah.
Like, he's safe.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it, but he's safe.
And they make you think it, but that's why every time they show the trailer, it's like, why do they keep showing that something's gonna happen to Kanan? Nothing's gonna happen to Kanan.
But do you notice the even stronger parallel between him and Tariq?
Oh yeah, I really saw it in this episode.
What was the parallel that you saw in this one?
I didn't see I can see like the acting and how they looked at it when they got I guess his first kill. I guess I don't know What was it? You speak power.
The parallel was he was acting way too
Translation?
acting way too fucking old for his britches and didn't realize what the prime mistake that he made was in the beginning. They told his ass don't leave the fucking stash house.
Yeah.
And he left the stash house to go talk to old girl, and that's how she knew where the hell the stash house was. And now he's gonna get old boy killed. Because they're going to look at him and be like, oh, it's convenient that he had the shits all of a sudden and then couldn't make it to the stash house. Yeah. Even though he did legitimately have the shits from the Chinese food and couldn't make it to the stash house. He's dead now. He's going to die.
He's going to die. Or when I'm about to call him Tariq. When Kanan went upstairs because he had blood on his freaking, his what's it called, his shirt. And my first thought was, burn that shit, bro. And then he just throws it under the damn bed. I'm like, why do you... Okay.
I was like, why didn't you leave it with your uncle?
Yeah.
But I did like how Uncle Marvin put Tony in her place though.
How?
After they were done fucking, and then
she's like, don't cuddle with me.
Yeah, she's like, all black men like to cuddle, and he's like, And where them niggas at? They ain't in your bed.
Seriously.
And they looked at, that dog ain't eating it? That dog is out of food? Yeah, I ain't fed him since yesterday. That dog coming back with me.
Quick question. Did Jukebox, like grown Jukebox, did she sing a few times on like book one? Was there like an episode where she kind of hummed or sang a bit?
I think so.
Okay, that's why she's singing a lot. Because I know, old girl's from Dreamgirls and she sings a lot and shit like that. So I'm thinking, why is Jukebox singing? Because I know she sang. That's why I was trying to remember if she sang a bit on like book one or whatever. But yeah, it's gonna be sad because I already have a feeling what's gonna happen. Oh, either that white girl either gonna die or she's gonna be like, you know what? I can't fuck with you no more. I'm straight now.
The white girl and her dad are gonna do something that's gonna
fuck her up.
It's not gonna be about her dying. It's gonna. Remember how he was like, oh, you're fly. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, yeah, they're not as cool as you think or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's gonna be put in a situation where.
Yeah.
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 And that's gonna trigger her to.
Because
she's already coming from a family that. Mm-hmm. That got the most heart in another way.
Yeah.
And that's going to trigger her to push her to the other side. I thought it was going to be the death of their friend that was going to initially be the plant, but apparently they're both going to have her, and I mean both Jukebox and Kanan. Their plants are going to be for different reasons for going in their direction. So, I mean, one thing I will say about this series is both of their characters were just vile and ruthless as adults, but I am very interested in their development as youth. Mm-hmm. Like, you know where they end up, but I'm invested in them as youth because it's like they're just so innocent, and it's like how the hell they get there. And
it's like, again, I said this like a few weeks ago. It's like you see how innocent Kanan is and how he's talking, and then you just hear 50's voice. It's almost like the devil is talking. It's like, okay, we're pretty much seeing how he became the devil.
Yeah.
And
it's funny because like Rock's always like, Kanan, these streets don't love you, and everybody's like, bitch, you are the streets.
Yeah.
Everything you do is a setup that like makes things worse. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
And I pieced 2 and 2 together on where he gets everything.
Who, Kanan?
Yeah.
Who? Or where does he get it from?
The lawless is from her. Because
his mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is playing by a string of rules because that's the game. So Unique's playing from a sense of, okay, I'm taking over the kingpin because my brother's gone for life. I could find a way to get my brother out, but my brother knew the rules. He played the game. He crapped out. That's just how it goes. Mm-hmm. Now I'm taking over. In Rock's case, she's trying to play God in a game where she's trying to bend the rules because she doesn't want to play by them. Everybody else knows the rules of the game. She doesn't want to play by those rules.
Makes sense.
So if you remember when Kanan as an adult, he would do things where he would play like he was God. Yeah.
He would, yeah.
So now when she's doing things, you're seeing where he got it from.
Mm-hmm. He observed.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they get to the later seasons, that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
To see where it goes. This is a great show. What was it, episode 4? 3?
5, I think now. 4 or 5. One of the two.
One of them, yeah. Let's see.
Courtney Kemp's got a new deal with Netflix. Oh, yeah,
shout out to Courtney Kemp, man. With Netflix. They said it's a mega deal. That's what they called it.
8 figures, too.
I think she replaced, what's his name? Old boy from fucking Kenya Harris.
Yeah.
Because he left Netflix because, he felt he could be creative enough. He said they're not black enough. So Courtney Kemp said, shit, I'll take that damn bag. Good for her.
We'll make Strength.
It's going to be a spinoff of Power.
Another Power Light.
The Strength Universe.
The Strength Universe.
The SU.
I still feel she's going to find a way to combine all these shows into her own Infinity War Endgame shit.
It's going to be Strength, but just from a woman's point of view.
Hey.
Shit.
Anyway, speaking of the MCU, what if? I don't know what to push. There's nothing to push. Just...
Somebody did this.
Somebody did this.
That works.
That's the best way to describe this. You didn't watch it, right, JC?
Nah.
Yeah, me and Martine watched it. It's an anthology series, obviously, and the narrator is the Watcher.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
When it ended, and he said, "I don't interfere. I only watch. I am the watcher." I heard that fucking shit in the back of my head. Watch.
Don't.
Dead ass, bro.
You get that the Watcher too.
Don't.
Yeah, that's exactly what I heard. Yeah. But yeah, this episode, of course, you know, the whole concept is it's pretty much alternate universes of scenarios for the Marvel, like, are the characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So episode 1,
Who's it, Senator?
this one is focused on Peggy. What would happen if she took the serum and she became Captain Carter?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that in the next couple of days for sure.
Got to.
Yeah, and pretty
Like,
much
seriously,
just
you
to
got
let
to.
y'all know, they, from what I read, Captain Peggy, well, I'm gonna call him Captain Peggy, or Captain
Carter?
Captain Carter. Captain Carter's gonna pop up throughout the entire series, and they said somehow, some way, that it is going to affect the MCU in some way. So I'm just like, Kevin Feige, you smart motherfucker, because I know he's gonna find some way to make an anthology series connect to the whole overall picture somehow.
That's what's up.
And episode 2 is gonna focus on if T'Challa became Star-Lord,
Okay.
and Chadwick Boseman plays the voice of him.
Yeah, that's his final appearance.
Yep.
So prepare to cry, people.
Yeah. Dave, season 2, episode 9 deserves all the awards.
That whole series deserves.
No, I mean the
an
whole
Emmy.
series, but episode 9 in particular deserves
I wanted
all
to talk
the
about
awards.
that. My God, just Rick Rubin.
He was only in there for like 5 seconds.
Was it even Rick Rubin?
I don't know, but the portrayal of Rick Rubin was only there for 5 seconds.
I want
and-
those songs to be released. I hope because by the time y'all hear this, it'll be the season finale. I really hope the songs come out on like streaming services because Dave was spitting ish.
Yeah, he found his groove.
He could spit, man.
No.
Like,
I'm on the songs themselves.
But see, that was what I was saying.
I didn't watch this episode, by the way, but I'm just saying, like, in general, like, I know Lil Dicky could actually really spit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's what I was saying when this season first started. He wasn't going to find it until he put everything into the song with what's her name? His ex.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Allie. Yeah.
Remember, I kept saying that. I was like,
Yeah.
he's having a roadblock because he won't go into that. But that
And
was
then
the
he-
last
right.
one that
But then when he
was
finally
working on.
played the
Right.
record, he played it for Allie. She didn't want him to release
Right,
it.
but that was what I was saying. He
Yeah.
felt comfortable with that one,
Yeah.
and he was still having blocks with it after that. He couldn't figure out. So then when it came to this one, when he went to the pod, and then he had this weird vision, which we found out, well, he was drowning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it wasn't a
he was
vision. He was
in the Matrix.
Yeah, he was dying.
Yeah. And he pretty much went through his subconscious pretty
Yeah,
much.
he was tapping
Oh,
into
wow.
he was
Okay,
tapping
I need to
into
watch that
everything
one.
that was like holding him back, and it was like, oh, okay, this is why he is the way he is. It's
And he talked to his ego.
it's magnificent. It's really, really, really well done. Like
He-
it
and he
deserves
wrote it.
all the awards.
He's gonna get an Emmy or Golden Globe or both for this series. Same way Donald Glover got for Atlanta. Lil Dicky's gonna get himself he's gonna get himself an award for this shit. This this season certified the show, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Certified his acting, certified his script writing. He's gonna be doing movies. Fuck this music shit. He found his lane. Good for Lil Dick. Good for Dave. That's his real name.
Yeah.
And shit, and he got Scooter Braun as his He got Scooter Braun and Kevin Hart backing him because they both executive produced the show.
Well,
Yeah, that's how you get all the fucking
I
cameos.
was unaware of that.
Come on, you have Rick Rubin in it. Even if he wasn't in it, he was just in it for like 5 seconds. And did you notice the anteater? And how it goes back to Auntie?
Yep.
Yeah, like nigga, mwah. I still want an Atlanta Dave fucking mashup because they both kind of in similar worlds.
I mean, it could happen.
nah, it won't.
It could happen.
No, because they was filming
Season 3 and 4.
season 3 and 4 already because they're
Overseas.
finishing. Because Don has to go over to Amazon to start.
Okay,
this.
never mind. It can't happen.
Yeah, they're both in different worlds and shit. Like, you know, but Dave, he's gonna pretty much take that baton from Donald Glover when he's done. Great show, man. Can't wait. Oh yeah, I watched The Suicide Squad. Not Suicide Squad, but The Suicide Squad.
There's a difference?
Yeah, one's with no the, and then there's the one without the the. The one without the is the trash one.
Yeah, I heard everybody was raving about this one.
It was the best one out of all the. When James Gunn went over there, Warner Bros. Was like, you know what? Have fun. We won't leave you alone. And they left him alone, and it was the best fucking DC Universe movie out of all of them, which is sad.
Even better than the Zack Snyder cut?
Yes. In my opinion, is John Cena did a great job. Fucking everyone did a great job in this shit.
Wait, hold on. How do you know he did a great job?
Because I saw Fast 9. And what do you mean how I know he did?
Yeah,
I watched
because
it.
like I mean, but you can't see him.
Oh.
Keep calling him John Cena.
Yeah,
how the hell
he's
you know?
Peacemaker.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
He gonna have
he did a good job.
Oh, he did a great job. He's gonna have his own show in he's gonna have his own DC show on HBO Max in January.
Nice.
Yeah, getting that
Really?
Oh yeah.
As Peacemaker.
Yep.
That's kinda
There's a
tight.
post-credit scene in the end where they kind of allude to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's gonna have his own show there. I'm like, God damn, get your money, Cena. He's back with WWE now for a whole month, and then he's gonna leave there and go film another movie. Then he has a Hulu movie dropping at the end of the month.
See, I don't even know what the fuck it's about, or I mean, I know the basis of Suicide Squad, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that intrigues me about that whole movie is the shark. I don't even know what the hell he
Sylvester
is.
Stallone plays the voice of him. Sylvester Stallone plays the voice of him.
No shit.
Yeah, it's James Gunn.
wow.
He did Guardians of the Galaxy. Pretty much that shark is pretty much Groot. Just think of him as
okay.
Groot. Yeah.
In that case, I like that character.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
Num num. You're gonna know what I mean. You're gonna love rats too. Just to let you know. That's like another clue for both of y'all.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, I didn't even go to the movie theater. I watched that shit on HBO Max. So there's no point going to the movies, even though it went number one. But yeah, man. So, what's up with your boy? How you say his name? Who used to be on the Lakers?
Who?
The guy who thought he could get more money from y'all, and y'all offered him like $85 million, and he said no.
Who?
Huh?
Y'all, is it sarcastic? Is it sarcasm?
I don't know who you're talking about, sir.
Dude, the dude that was on the Lakers with y'all.
Sir, we have Russell Westbrook on our team now.
This is true.
We have Carmelo Anthony
Yeah,
and,
okay, it was sarcasm.
and Dwight
Alright.
Howard.
Yep,
Okay.
he's back.
And we have Trevor Ariza.
He's back also.
You have
we
LeBron James.
Kent Bazemore.
Yeah, what LeBron James wearing number 6. I don't know if you caught that.
I know. I watched Space
Anthony
Jam.
Davis is healthy.
Yeah.
Wayne Ellington's back.
Oh yeah, he's back on the team.
Kendrick Nunn.
Great signing.
Yeah,
I like that
yeah,
one.
We
Yeah.
just re-upped with THT. He
Malik
got the
Monk.
bag.
Malik Monk.
Malik Monk.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard, but we are in talks with Isaiah Thomas.
I have heard
Potentially.
that. And he put up 81
Yeah,
in a pro-am.
he did.
What's Pro-Am?
It's when you put like pros and amateurs.
It's like Drew League. Yeah, kind of like Drew
Like
League.
Drew League, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But he put up 81 in a pickup game, basically, dog. Like that's
Yeah.
fucking insane.
Put up 81. Came on our radar. We got 3
Yeah.
open spots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe one of the spots about I don't know who you're talking about anymore, but the guy that you may be referring to, maybe that was one of the guys that, I don't know, had that spot.
Yeah,
But
possibly.
yeah.
Man, you wanted how much money do you want?
He wanted 100 to 120 million.
But I remember a guy, Dennis Schroeder,
That's what I'm talking about.
had everything for him, raved about him,
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
He had 84 million on the table, didn't
Yeah.
want it,
No.
120 million.
Yeah. For some reason.
He wanted to bet on himself all of a sudden.
I'm not mad with people betting on themselves, but had 84 million in the tuck, then put up 0 points in Game 5.
Basically, it sounds like he crapped out.
Yep. And now he got how much
then,
now with the Celtics?
took a $78.1 million pay cut to play for $5.9 million this year
Hate to see
with
it.
the
I'll take the
Celtics.
millions.
Yeah, I mean, I would too, personally. You know what I mean? But I'm not a
but
ball
we-
player
yeah, we-
who's used to
we're
getting,
not talking about our market.
you know,
I
X
know, right?
amount.
We're talking about the
Yeah.
NBA
Talking about the
market.
NBA market, nigga.
Shit.
You lost.
Bro, you lost.
Tough.
That's tough.
Like I said.
Break, nigga.
Hey, you know what it is?
crapped
Hey, you know what?
What's that?
Let's put it in perspective. THT and Caruso got paid more than he did.
Oof.
You know one thing, like, I overlooked
That's
it.
rough.
I overlooked it because it was like, hey, you know, we got somebody at point guard that can handle the situation, but he did come in selfish.
Yeah.
Presser, it was all about him.
Yeah.
What he was gonna do.
Right.
We never
And-
talked about the team.
Yeah, it was just about him, and that was one thing I enjoyed about Russ's presser. I don't know if you watched it. Martine.
I didn't see the whole thing. I saw clips.
But Russ came in and immediately just said, I'm here, and whatever the team needs me to do, I'm here to make life easier for LeBron, and I'm here to make life easier for AD and the rest of my teammates. I'm here to uplift my guys, and vice versa. I know that's what they're here to do for me. You know, we're going to have ups and downs, but that comes along with being a team. And, you know, we're just here to ride. I'm here to do my job. And as a point guard, my life is... I'm here to serve. He came out selfless. Yeah.
Completely.
And oh boy came up selfish.
But see, that's the thing. Like Russ is on pace to be a Hall of Famer. Schroeder's not. So Russ has the resume to not need to be selfless, but he came in taking that role, and that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? From somebody that got viewed as a younger brother by Kobe. Like Kobe viewed him as one of his people. Kobe went on record many a times and said that guy's definitely got the DNA that I have, and that I recognize him as one of my people, not my disciple. That's one of my people. Like I recognize him.
The same.
Yeah, we're cut from the same cloth. Yeah. So to just see him be happy with coming home, being a Laker, recognizing the tradition. And then learning that he talked with Kobe about potentially playing with the Lakers all this whole time. Yeah. That was dope. Yeah. It felt good just seeing all that. And yeah, now I'm excited. Yeah. Thank you, Dennis Schroeder. We couldn't have done it without you. I will say that. Seriously. So thank you for passing on that $84 million extension. I'll give you a round of applause for that. Yep.
Definitely.
We signed how many guys for $15 million?
7. Oh 7 players for $15 million. That's about the same contract as Evan Fournier just got.
Rob needs a nickname. At this point, Rob needs a nickname.
He definitely does, man.
Like he needs a.
You used to call Mitch the Pinch, and I mean that worked at the time.
No, Rob needs a mafia nickname.
He needs a mafia nickname without question.
He needs a mafia nickname now because since he's gotten there, I mean, granted, Magic was there, but nonetheless, Rob has been there. Since he's been there, LeBron is there, AD is there. We can say what we want. Russ is there, but you can say what we want about last season, but he secured the 6th man in Trez. Then he got the runner-up to the 6th man in Schroeder. Right. All these guys that people have said throughout the years that nobody wanted to come over and sign with the Lakers, he's secured. Yep. And then after acquiring Russ, he's basically secured a reunion tour and guys that have wanted to be Lakers for vets minimums. Yeah. He deserves a mafioso nickname.
Definitely does.
We got to figure out something.
Yeah, we'll figure that one out for him for sure. One thing about Russ, man, or one of the few things that I liked about what he was saying and shit was the fact, like, just the demeanor that he had. He sounded like Kobe. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, he was just like, and the biggest thing to me was that Rob, the reason why he decided to go after Russ rather than Buddy Hield, who seemed like the right fit, was the fact that all of Russ's teammates praise him for being such a great teammate. Yeah. Which is the complete opposite of what you hear in the media. Mm-hmm. Right. You know what I mean? So just hearing that personally as a Laker fan and a fan of Russ, because I've been a fan of Russ since he was on OKC. Like, you can ask my brother. I've been biased about him for the longest fucking time. So just, hearing that he had that relationship with Kobe, he has that love and respect from his prior teammates and shit. I'm all for it, man. I don't see why people are giving it such like, oh, he can't win and he can't do this and he can't. What do you mean?
I don't buy that.
Like, even, for example, when they were playing against the Warriors, up 3-1, he was the best player on that court.
He really was. Yeah. I remember that.
On that court. That means you know who was on the other side. You know what I mean? And KD, let's just say, he was a little MIA for a little bit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Russ was killing shit. I'm just saying, personally, I'm excited to have Russ on the team.
Yeah, what I enjoy about the makeup of this roster is there's a lot of connections with a lot of guys to Kobe personally. Yep. Like, it's not just admiration. There's a lot of personal relationships to Kobe. So those guys know personally what it is or what the idea is about being a Laker. In Russ's case, he knows it twofold because of his talks with Kobe and actually growing up in LA.
Right.
and being a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
In Dwight's case, obviously Dwight won a championship with us before, so that he's coming back. Trevor Ariza won the title with Kobe's first run without Shaq.
Yeah.
So he knows what that run is about. I mean, Kent Bazemore didn't personally play with Kobe on the court because Kobe was injured at the time, but just being around that atmosphere, like, there's a lot of personal relationships that go with Kobe, which, I mean, bring back the black jerseys.
Yep. That's what I'm waiting on.
It's going to be a very interesting season. I can tell you that.
Oh, definitely. Everybody else getting healthy.
Oh yeah! Shout out to Team USA in the Olympics. Got the gold. I didn't watch the game, but we won by 6.
Hey man, they struggled to get there, but they pulled it off, man.
America.
What can you
that
say?
sounds like America. Struggling to get there, but we get there.
It was funny.
Vaccination rates.
It was funny because since they were going up against France, that meant that Rudy Gobert was on the other side. So the running joke on Twitter was, Rudy Gobert's on the other side. So everybody was putting up pictures of MAGA hats.
It's fucked up.
Shit.
It's like everything against Rudy Gobert. By any means.
America. And fucking shout out to the women's side. They just dominate. Like, they've been dominant since 1992.
Yeah, the gap is closing. The gap is closing for sure on the men's side. And I mean, we still have an edge. I'll give them that, but the countries don't fear us anymore.
Yeah.
The women's side, it's
secure.
Dog, it's not. It's
going to take a while.
Like that picture of Diana Taurasi.
It's not fair.
Of Diana Taurasi holding the ball in the air, laughing while that little Japanese woman just like trying to guard her.
Oh yeah, like.
And then you see the ref laughing. I was just like,
yeah, she's a war criminal internationally. She might not be allowed back in Tokyo.
You know who's definitely not allowed back is Brittany Griner,
Yeah,
bro.
no,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
with just towering.
She's arrested on site.
Yes.
Wow.
Like, dude,
She's
she
AOS.
was, she was literally Shaq
Yeah,
in his prime. No joke. Like that's who Brittany Griner was.
yeah.
They said it was like a miracle that the Japan got to like 40 points or some shit like that. They said it was like a miracle for them.
Yeah, they
to
might
get
throw a
there.
parade for him just for that.
Yeah, no. Brittany Griner was literally blocking everything, dog. I'm not even playing.
Brittany
I gotta
Griner-
lie. So you know
Brittany
how, like,
Griner was Hakeem Olajuwon,
Shaq.
Anthony Davis,
my
Shaq,
God.
Tim Duncan.
All in one?
All in one.
Against the
And not just all in one. All of them pick their best years in their career and then
Yeah.
put it in one.
Yeah.
shit.
And then you know how like in cartoons and shit like that, they have like the tall person always
Yeah.
like touching
That's
the
pretty-
head and
yeah.
shit, like and the other, the little
Yeah.
one just swinging and shit.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was, dog. Like
Yeah.
I'm not playing
Diana
with
Taurasi.
you.
Yeah, and then it just showed like them celebrating, listening to Up in the locker room. Diana Taurasi just off the Henny, just rocking back and
Yep.
forth, twerking. She gave no. I was just like,
Sue Bird just living.
Oh hell yeah, man.
Sue Bird is just like.
What she got, like 5 now? 5
Bro.
gold medals? Like that.
What doesn't
that
she
shit's
have?
Crazy.
Like, what doesn't Sue Bird have at
yeah,
this
nah,
point?
she the goat.
yeah,
she
Diana
like-
Taurasi
Like
is
next
dope
to
too,
next to
man.
Cheryl Miller.
yeah.
Next to Cheryl Miller, I mean, Sue Bird gotta be. Where is it? Like when you're thinking of women's basketball Mount Rushmore, I mean,
You got
she's at least
Cheryl,
got to be in the conversation.
You got
now at
one-
You
this
got
point.
Sue Bird.
Yeah, who
You
else?
got Diana Taurasi.
And who's the other one? Who's on the Sparks?
I mean, I would think Lisa Leslie.
Oh,
was
Lisa
in the
Leslie.
conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds like a perfect women's
I looked at
Mount
Diana
Rushmore.
Taurasi's
My opinion.
stats. It's like, my God, I was just scrolls. It's like infinite scrolls.
No, Diana Taurasi is her.
Yeah,
Like Diana Taurasi
like
is
she's
her.
like she's Jordan. Like, my God, it was like multiple time MVP, multiple time first team, multiple time second team, multiple time defensive team, multiple time this, multiple time that.
You know, the crazy thing is too is none of us got to see Cheryl Miller at her
peak.
Yeah, even close. That's the scary thing about it.
Yeah.
Like that's what I think sometimes too is, for as crazy as Reggie Miller used to go off. Word is like Reggie Miller used to do what he used to do, and they always used to be like, "Oh yeah, good game, kid. You should have saw what your sister did tonight."
Yeah.
That's how it used to be in his house.
And now that one girl, Sabrina Carpenter, not Sabrina Carpenter. What's her name? Sabrina.
Ionescu.
Oh my God.
Ionescu.
That's
She
gonna
got
be her
she got
too.
potential.
Yep.
That's gonna be her too.
She
Protege.
got wild potential.
I gotta
man.
start watching more WNBA, man. Because
They got great, like, fam, in the 90s, WNBA games used to be on point during the summertime. And I'm not saying that in comparison, like, Now, because WNBA games are, you still find a good amount of games.
Right.
I'm just saying in comparison, like the Houston Comets, they used to fill the arena up. It wasn't even a matter of like, oh, I don't even know if we could do. Nah, the arena used to be filled up like it was the Houston Rockets. Mm-hmm. The finals games against them and the New York Liberty. I used to remember those games because Teresa Witherspoon for the Liberty when she bucked up that half court game winner.
Yeah, I remember that.
That arena was packed. Like them shits used to be on point during the summertime because that was the only ball you could get because the summer league wasn't summer league how it is now at the time. So they weren't usually showing this the way they do now.
Yeah.
So women's basketball on NBC was the fill-in.
Yeah.
So everybody was flocking to that shit like, yo, just feed me some basketball right now while we're waiting for football.
I remember that shit.
Boy, Houston had a big three with Swoops, Thompson, and I'm forgetting the third. It was Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson. Fuck, why can't I forget? Why am I forgetting the third?
Because I am too.
Shit. What was their big three? Shit.
What?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a Hoyt. It wasn't a Hoyt because I think it was their. If memory serves me right, it was their biggest one. That would be like me forgetting Shaq.
Oh, okay.
Like it's not a Hoyt. It's
What's her name? B. Hoyt.
What should he really be? He's so stupid.
Cynthia Cooper.
Fucking shit. I feel bad right now.
Yeah.
Man, y'all should apologize.
I do wholeheartedly.
Yeah, Cynthia Cooper.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said, we all need, as men, we should start watching WNBA more.
Yeah, now I totally agree.
They had that shit popping, man.
I feel like there's something else.
Oh, shouts out to JaVale McGee. Like,
yes.
salute.
I don't want to go.
JaVale McGee, by him becoming a gold medalist winner, he accomplished something very, very major, and it's not just him. It's him and his mama. Him and his mama have become officially the first mother-son pair to win gold medals.
That's what's up.
Yep.
Mom
Shouts out
goals.
to him.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
JaVale McGee has... We talk about rappers that have like, I wasn't really high on him or her when they first came out, but now they just... Oh, man.
Yep.
JaVale McGee went from Shaq and the Fool to... Damn, that's his resume now? Shit.
Yeah.
What is it? 3 rings, a gold medal, and just chilling, like, just racking up NBA check after NBA check?
That's a life.
How can you hate on
Seriously,
JaVale
though.
McGee, man?
Mm-hmm.
And he's making music too.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Yeah.
Just
How
in
can you
life,
hate on JaVale
the man
McGee?
is a giant. Bro,
Yeah.
You know?
Can't even hate on him.
Don't mind the dog, people. But, and one, I guess the last thing to talk about, did y'all watch the Malice in the Palace shit on Netflix?
Yeah.
I watched that right before I came here. That was really...
I thought it was going to be a miniseries.
Same here.
I didn't know it was going to be
I think it was gonna be like a whole
hour,
hour of shit. But like a little 3-episode miniseries or whatever. Because you could have made like a whole miniseries out of the shit. Like a 3-episode arc that kind of went 3 weeks. But it was really well done. Kind of sad. Like it was kind of bittersweet because it's like, yeah, it ended, but like, careers were kind of ruined. And Ron Artest, like, he got his championship ring, and he was during his press conference, not his press conference, but his championship interview. He's like, yeah, I'm a champion, but I feel like a coward because I left my boys and stuff like that. And, and then the interview was like, oh, never mind that. So in the first half,
Yeah.
It's like you just won, man. Shit.
stop tripping about it. But it was really well made. I liked it.
Yeah.
What'd you think about it?
For that, I would have wanted a miniseries.
Everything's a series.
No, for that, Malice in the Palace it's too big of a...
Because they did their research. They really did.
Malice in the Palace is too big of an event for just a 1-hour documentary.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
So that one isn't just everything deserves a
It needed
miniseries.
that changed 3 episodes.
That changed the trajectory of the NBA.
Mm-hmm. It needed
Like
that
they implemented a dress code as a result of that.
I thought that was because of AI.
No, that was Malice. That immediately happened right after Malice in the Palace.
Oh wow.
Shit.
Like immediately
I
right after that happened.
Because of AI.
No. Like that was within 48 hours after that happened.
Oh wow.
The dress code happened. They got all of them got suspended. They couldn't do certain things anymore as a result. Like they couldn't be in certain places. Like there's a bunch of things that like
it was wild seeing the news market, seeing all them white folks just calling them all thugs and shit, trying to blame hip hop for it. And I was just like, oh wow, I remember that. But seeing the montage of all of them saying it, I was just like, wow, okay.
I mean,
just, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, David Stern is an asshole. And David Stern wasn't just an asshole to the players. He was also, like, globally, he did a lot for the NBA. But it was no secret that he was an asshole to everybody that was a part of the NBA.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It wasn't, like, there's things that you don't know that took place. Like, Stan Van Gundy has come out and said that he held a meeting one time for a coaches meeting. This was in regards to, hey, so we're gonna have microphones on the sideline, so when we come back from timeouts, we're gonna catch you guys talking on the sideline. And at the time, it was Scott Skiles who's coaching the Bulls.
Oh, okay.
And Stern had said, hey, what do you guys think about this? And Scott Skiles, all he had said was, hey, I don't think this is such a good idea. There may be some things said on the bench that I don't, that's my team. This is my space. The locker room is my area. And David Stern said something to the account of, the NBA is making $9 billion. I don't think anybody gives a damn about what Scott Skiles is doing in his locker room. Sheesh. And Stan Van Gundy was like, everybody was like, then why the fuck did you just ask us?
Shit.
And then Stan Van Gundy's thought was like, and the funny thing was, Scott Skiles like wanted to step up and press. Like they wanted to be fighting. He goes, yeah, David Stern was a bully. And he couldn't be touched because he had enforcers around him in these meetings.
Yeah.
So when David Stern went out and gave out those suspensions, there was no arbitrator to go try to find a middle ground. They immediately put all the blame on Ron Artest, Steven Jackson, and Jermaine O'Neal without the simple fact that none of this shit would have happened if the motherfucker didn't throw a cup of beer on Ron Artest that triggered him.
You literally see the beer,
and the thing of it is that everybody always talks about Ron Artest being this fool or this crazy guy for going and laying on the table. But I'm glad that he explained that in there.
Yeah, he did.
Because he wasn't a fool. He explained that and said, I went and laid on the table because in therapy they told me to just lay down and breathe for 5 seconds because that's when you can regain your control. So he went and he practiced something that they told him to use as a tool to regain control.
And not even 5 seconds.
And they villainized him for doing what he was told because they were telling him he needed to regain control of himself. So he went and did what the people told him to do.
And not even 5 seconds later.
You know what I'm saying? They still villainized him.
That cup came flying, like how Reggie Miller described it. Because I saw it, and it was just like, woof, 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 woof. Boom! And then the rest is history.
I still love Steven Jackson's response to it.
Which was last time
he said, no, not that one. He said, I went up there to go get Ron. He said, but when they threw the second beer, that's when I went and I went and knocked that motherfucker out. I love that.
Yeah,
I will never fault Steven Jackson at all for that.
Me neither.
He said, I went up there to go get Ron, but when they threw the second beer at him, that's when I said, all right, well, this ain't gonna work.
Well,
so
fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah, they got that. Then they showed there was lack of police people in there.
3 policemen.
Yeah, only 3.
No security.
No security.
And one of them was about to mace Reggie Miller.
Yeah, until they had to get
What?
And then the cop had the nerve to say, oh, I wasn't going to do it. And then when you look at the video, you literally see the dude with the mace, had the mace up. And
he's like, yeah, no, I just, I didn't recognize Reggie Miller at the time because he was in a suit. And it's like, I don't give a fuck who he is in a suit. How do you not know it's Reggie Miller?
Seriously.
In Detroit. Fucking idiots.
And like the thing of it was, too, was, you could put blame on Ben Wallace for immediately instigating what took place on the court. But then when Ben Wallace spoke, it was like, well, Ben Wallace wasn't even in the proper mind frame. Ben Wallace was playing after he had just lost his brother.
Yep.
Oh.
So he's emotionally
He's
not
checked out.
checked out. So any wrong thing, I'm not saying what he did was right, but there's a lot of guys on that court that just aren't mentally there. So if we're protecting one's mental health and space, we have to be mindful of another's that's dealing, and he's in mourning.
Yeah,
So
seriously.
I can't, all these years, I'm like, well, Ben Wallace should have, and when he said that, it's like, well, I have to back off of that because I have to be respectful of this man who's going through grieving right now.
Right.
And he's not in the best mind frame. So it was just
It was fuckery.
It was like just everything that can go bad.
Went bad.
But ultimately, they blamed the players, and all they were doing was reacting.
Yeah.
Like they let the fans go, and that's what I was happy with the prosecutor, who was like, the NBA wanted me to just go in on the players, and he's like, I wasn't about to do that.
Yeah.
He's like, there's fans that are clearly breaking the law. He goes, one guy runs up on the court with his fist
sealed,
tucked in,
like he was about to fight.
What am I going to blame Ron Artest for? He's defending himself. And then the fans on here like, and then they charged me, which I'm just a simple fan. I was like, the video shows you ran up with your fist. Like, why are you running on the court?
Look like one of them protesters.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And he went on a stretcher too. That was funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
He did. Like he went on a stretcher trying to fucking like look all dramatic and shit.
Yeah.
Nah, but just the fact that you're like, that shit was funny.
It was.
Like, goddamn.
Yeah. Fucked up. Anyway. Anything else you want to say?
King's Disease 2.
Yeah.
Hit-Boy.
Nah. This is Nas. that's how he talks over. Nasir Jones. Round of applause for both of you, man. If you could do it again, make it a trifecta. Do that next year.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Go for 3.
Just don't put Jay-Z on it, because then JC will have a connection.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting Jay-Z to pop up. I'm not going to lie. I was expecting Jay-Z to pop up randomly on as a secret feature or some shit like that.
Nah. Once YG was on there, I knew what was going on. It was good.
You watch the deluxe drop.
YG.
Watch the deluxe drop.
YG and,
Deluxe.
yeah, YG and Death Row East that's enough to keep Jay-Z away.
Yeah.
We say that now.
No, what I'm saying is Death Row East was,
Yeah, I know. I know the history with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z died too. Anyway, this is episode 241. 241, right?
Yeah.
Okay, of the iLLogical Sense, of the most consistent podcast in the Yay area. The iLLogical Sense. This is your boy Busby. You can follow me at Mr. Busby, 408. You can follow us at iLLogicalSP. And of course, you can follow us on Instagram at the iLLogical Sense and on the Facebook. And of course, you can always hit me on Twitter. Yeah.
Give me a hell yeah!
Sorry, you went backwards, but
I know.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I was like,
you're reading everything on Twitter.
I know. I was just trying to go through it. I was just going through the flow. I was freestyling.
It was all good.
Busby disease.
Shit goes out of order.
I know, right?
And on all social media, you can hit me, JC. No
Hits.
You can also tap in with this week's playlist entitled Rotation, which is available on all DSPs. You continue following In My Zone Radio at In My Zone Radio on all social media, which will eventually be back around football season.
Yeah.
Which that Aaliyah news is perfect timing. That was actually the news I had been waiting on.
Oh, world.
That was the news I had been heard rumbling. That's why I kind of paused everything.
Oh.
I had seen that for a few weeks. I just didn't say anything because I
saw it too. Yeah.
I didn't know if that was
legit. You know how many times we've seen news
what I'm
like
saying?
that?
Yeah.
Every year we see, it's coming this year.
So
Psych.
So that was like one of the, obviously personal reasons, but like that was kind of like paying attention to that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, if this one's legit, I'm gonna time it with this because that Missy Elliott playlist, for as good as it was
missing something.
It was missing some ingredients.
For sure.
So I can go back and remix that. And then like Martine was saying, I can finally work that Timbaland playlist.
Seriously.
And we can get it cracking. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you could hit all those social medias. Again, that playlist is now available. And
yeah,
I'm trying to think what else is popping. Yeah, that's about it. Family succeeding.
That's what's up.
Big things going on in the family. Salute to the family.
Popping.
Yep. Salute to them.
Little shit stopping.
And you can find me on all social medias at Venomous408, spelled VNMS408. You can search all your digital streaming platforms for my music under the name Venomous, spelled VNMS. And the Above the Clouds podcast, shit, I don't know, man. Like,
Told you, summer vacation, man. I keep trying to tell you, just say it's summer vacation.
I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Nah, but I do have a little something planned. I do want to do a giveaway probably before I come back. So pay attention to the Instagram at the ATC Pod.
Yeah.
You will be hearing on that what I'm going to be giving away.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
And on that note, we are out. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.